Look, Biggie's out. I'm off. I'm completely off my game. I miss my friends so much.
This has been an unusual week. BB Shea has stepped up admirably.
He really
but things aren't the same.
No. And, all I do is call Biggie and say, what can I bring you? What can I do? Can I take you somewhere around town? Whatever he needs.
What does he say?
I don't know.
Do you actually make those calls?
No. No, I don't.
But in your mind, you think I should get up off the sofa and grab my phone?
I just think for my dear friend who's not with us right now, and I can't give any information because of HIPAA violations, but he's tested negative for COVID with a home test. He's been to the doctor, tested negative there, but they're waiting on a PCR test to come back in. And he can't come back to work until he gets that. His fever's broken, but he still feels badly. Now, that's all the information I'm giving.
Yeah. Other than that, we're in thin ice.
I'm not going to, exactly.
Is this because there's so many people being tested that there is a backlog? That's why there's a delay in the results?
Well, I don't know.
Or is this does not seem standard?
Well, they told him it would take 48 to 72 hours, and it's been 60 hours.
I thought so.
Yeah. So is that standard? If I had gone 6 months ago, would it take 40? Is that just how long that test
Probably
takes?
not. There's a lot of people getting tested right now.
Even that
I can
PCR.
imagine it's a backup.
I think the numbers are way up now for tests.
Yeah.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. But I don't know if that PCR test just takes 3 days. I have no idea.
It does take longer because when my wife did it, I think it took like 3.5 days.
Well, there it is then. I mean, maybe that's just how long it takes.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the quick at-home tests, you can't find them at CVS or Walgreens. And then when you go to a mass testing site, sometimes there's 2-hour lines for those tests.
Have you, Kelly? I don't want to, turn the vandals loose, but I know you said that you had some of those tests at your home. Have they been used, or are you hoarding them like the precious juice, or in Road Warrior, the gasoline?
Have used a couple. Okay.
Are you sharing swabs? You're not supposed to.
Yeah, my wife sticks it up her nose, then mine, and we figure if we get a negative, we're good.
Yeah.
Because then it's like
a double negative.
It's a double negative. I love that. Wasn't that a great idea that she had? She went out, she saw these COVID numbers going in the wrong direction 2-3 weeks ago. And she said, I'm going to go to every Walgreens and CVS and hoard as many at-home tests as I can.
As a good citizen.
As a citizen of the world. That's right. And as you say, we guard it like the precious juice that it is. We've used a few just for fun. It's like, let's just
fun.
let's just see. Let's just see where we are. Yes. But we've kept a few back. Let's just say that. Just in case something happens. But I even tried to get more, and they're not to be found. Those tests are just not to be had. So it's it's a hard time. And since Biggie is out, and he's my best friend, and we always commiserate. I don't know if you know BB Shea, but after the show every day, Dave and Chris Demm leave, and then I can turn and share my frustration.
That's our special time.
That's our special time, and. I mean, yesterday
you missed out.
I've tried to do it with BB Shea. He just shuts his door.
Look, I didn't know. You should have told me. I'll commiserate with you.
I should have told you.
How could you have known?
I'm here for you,
exactly.
man.
How could you know? But Biggie always leaves his door open and just
vent.
He's a sounding board for me. He's a sounding board, and I haven't had. That's why I'm exploding on air. I apologize. I was just saying that Tom Brady came out with his brand of clothing yesterday, and when he introduced the brand of clothing, he was wearing a white hoodie with the word Brady in block letters. And he said, great news, everybody. Brady brand is out there, The
Brady brand.
And we thought that BB Shea in here was wearing the Brady brand T-shirt because it's stark white, nothing, solid white in here. And I love that. What it says about you is I don't need a label.
No.
I don't need that fancy whatever.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
I don't need a scribe status. I am status.
Exactly.
I just got to cover my body.
That's all you use. Cover your body. Yeah. And we talk about the Patriots, and my arch nemesis, the littlest Patriot, my arch rival. He went to the Patriots-Dolphins game on Sunday. And the thing that he's ganged up on for is being a fair weather, late to the party fan.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about a bandwagon. He jumped on that train late.
Yeah. The Patriots 20 years ago, Patriots just another team. Then here comes Brady, and now they've won 6 Super Bowls, and he just jumped all over the bandwagon. So
and now he drops factoids that any average NFL fan would know.
He's a Red Sox fan, as am I.
Yeah.
And he came up to me about 4 or 5 years ago, and he said, did you know the Red Sox play in a stadium with a really big wall? And I said, yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, I knew that.
What's that wall called for those Patriots?
See, they call it's green, and it's out there in one of the fields. It's a really big wall.
It's like the Green Giant or something.
Yeah.
The stadium where they play is in Foxborough. It's not Boston. Yeah, everybody knows.
Everybody knows that. He says these things. So he went to the Dolphins-Patriots game, and he texted me from the stadium, and he said, I'm doing my calculations, and I believe that if the Patriots win, they will be the number 1 seed in the AFC. But I knew that there were at least 4 or 5 teams ahead of them. And I thought, there's absolutely no way.
Virtually impossible.
Impossible. And I just wrote back and said, Tennessee.
This can't be.
I said, Tennessee's going to be the number 1. And if not them, Kansas City. And if not them, Buffalo. It's all and he just, so I was, and I have to apologize. I was sitting here. I'm in a bad frame. I'm in a bad frame here to start.
See, that would have been something you would have unloaded on Biggie. He would have come back with something, and you guys would have.
That's right.
Talked it out.
Talked it out off air.
Yeah.
He softens me, is what he does. BB didn't know. He just closes his door, so I have to sit here.
Well, at the end of every program, I'm so used to propping Biggie's door open that you guys can have your little one-on-one time.
That's right.
And I always ask BB Shea, well, our property goes, nah, shut it.
That's right. Wants to be away from me. That's my time to vent, to say to you the things that I am.
So you just sit here and silently seethe.
That's right.
But could be worse. You could be Biggie.
Could be. Boy, that poor man.
Sitting at home just watching his Roomba go by.
Yeah.
Waiting for the doorbell to ring, waiting for the email to come in.
When does he get
to release him his papers?
He's got to get back out there. I mean, man, how does he do it? Here's a guy, he hasn't even seen the out. He hasn't even seen the air.
Can you imagine staring at the same 4 walls like he has?
I do.
What do they call it? Stir crazy?
Yeah. I think he's got to be peeling the paint off the walls by now. He's just in that same little room.
Gotta get out of here.
All the time. I know. And I think you're right. I think he's got Yellowstone at a high volume and that Roomba just every once in a while.
Quietly whirring by.
That's right. That's what we're picturing with my giant friend right now. And I've prayed till I can't pray anymore for him.
Do you think he lifts his feet when it goes by, or does it just kind of go around him?
I think he's got feet on coffee table and it goes under. That's what I'm picturing anyway. But he's still not with us, and now. He texted me yesterday. I'm desperate to get back in there by Friday, and I thought, why? What's Friday?
Yeah.
That's just a thing where you might as well let this man right here finish the week,
close it out,
and then we have a 3-day weekend.
Get the complete game.
Yeah, go. Why are we going? It's the bottom of the 8th now. Why are we going to the bullpen now? Finish it out.
Yeah.
You got a no hitter going here.
I mean, you got to
right.
If he can't go, he can't go. But I think BB Shea's still got enough. Juice.
I think so.
Yeah, I can get it worked out.
I thought so. I think you're doing very, very well.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow, this is exciting to me. Lisa Lanier is going to be in here. She's our official attorney, and she comes into the studio just every once in a while. So tomorrow's that day, and it's called Ask the Lawyer. So if you have any kind of legal question, she can share her expertise with you. So she'll be in here at hour number 3 tomorrow for about 20 minutes just answering your questions about the law or any kind of thing you've got going on. Usually she goes in depth into stories that we have, but she'll do that too. But if you have questions, it's a good time to ask her. I thought there's some great legal questions today. There's a story about a surgeon today. I think he's
English.
British, yeah, in London or in England somewhere. And he's doing something to his patients I've never heard of before, and I think to myself, does it really hurt him? He's losing his license over it. And it sounds on the when you just hear it, it's like, oh, he shouldn't be doing that. But does it really hurt him is what I'm saying. What he's doing is inside their bodies. Let's just say it that way, all right? You'll have that in a Demm report today. You've got a put up or shut up game today, a Throwback Thursday edition. Now, Biggie would call this a standard down the middle, right down the middle game for Christmas.
Yeah,
okay. It's in a wheelhouse game is what he calls it. And Chris Demm needs it because he was tied yesterday.
Yeah.
A good game yesterday of Put Up or Shut Up Rock and Roll Trivia. Chris Demm continues to look through his computer at what does and does not capitalize automatically. And we have updates on this. Connecticut does not.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma does. February does not capitalize on Chris Demm's computer.
It's a month, for crying out loud.
February. But Budweiser, the beer, does capitalize.
You explain that.
Connecticut does not.
No.
What else could that be?
No, I know. Connecticut.
But Budweiser does.
Budweiser does.
That's a brand.
Yeah.
Budweiser does. Did you say this is
my phone just started capitalizing COVID.
Mine too. And
Yeah.
in fact, when I start to write it, it'll capitalize it and then do a -19. That's one.
Really?
That's one of the choices.
Like a shortcut?
Yeah. I do that. What do you call it? Completing text or whatever, where you can
Autocomplete? Is that what it is?
Autocomplete. Do you do that?
No, I can type.
Yeah.
That's insulting. My wife said the same. I always, when I start to type anything, it'll, autocomplete for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Look forward to seeing you.
right, yeah. Yeah. And my wife said, that's for children. You don't need that. And I said, but my time is so valuable. I just can't type out these words. But she and Chris Demm are in the same boat on that. They said, no, you don't. You type out whatever you're going to say, and you don't need that. But I like that completing text. Mm-hmm. Although a lot of times it's stuff that I've typed over and over again, so it just automatically comes up, and it's embarrassing stuff. Like I don't know, Broncos or whatever, the fantasy football one.
Right.
Yeah, all of those things come up there, and it's no good. The reason Chris Demm was typing out Budweiser is because they're doing a new thing. They're hiding 10,000 golden cans of beer in specially marked packs throughout the U.S. If you find one, you get the chance at $1 million. You only get the chance, so it's in a package.
It should have been cleaner, but there's a social media component to it, which I think is kind of
that it's too much.
Makes it weak. And there's an end run. Did you see that?
No,
you can make an end run around the gold can.
You don't even need the gold can.
They got the idea. It sounds like from Willy Wonka. It's the golden ticket.
Yeah,
which means how many were there? 5 of those? 6? I can't remember.
I've never seen the movie.
5.
Have you seen Willy Wonka?
Yes.
I've not seen that.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Is it a good?
I mean, I read the book way before the movie.
So it's 5 golden tickets.
5 golden tickets, but those 5 people were the winners. They got to go tour the factory. Well, with Budweiser, as Kelly said, they're hiding the gold cans. So if you find one, then you have to hashtag it, this and that.
That's right. You post a picture of the can and you tag Budweiser USA, or you hashtag Live Like a King or sweepstakes, and that's how you enter the contest.
Or you can go to their website
and print a picture,
a fake gold can label, and wrap it around one of your own cans.
That's so weak, Wouldn't it be cool if they just said, we're going to put 5 golden cans out there somewhere, and if you find one, you win $1 million.
Or just one, Bud for life.
One golden can somewhere gets $1 million, or Budweiser for life. Mm-hmm. That might get some talk. It's like this. Chris Demm was telling me about this yesterday. There's a new game on a website, Wordle. Have you heard of it?
No.
Okay, it's just now on Thanksgiving it came out.
I had not heard of it until less than 1 week ago, and now apparently it's the hottest thing online.
It's the thing. And here's the reason. It came out in November, and 20 people played. It's called Wordle. And now 3 million people are playing every day. And the reason is, it's just a simple thing. There's no hashtag. It's just a thing you can play one time a day, and that's it. And the way it works is, I just found out about it today. You go to their website, like Wordle.com, and there's a 5-letter word, and you have to guess it just by filling in letters. And once you guess it, that's it for the day. There's 1 word per day, and that's it. There's nothing else. Let's say if Budweiser just done 1 can somewhere, $1 million, that would have been so clean and so nice. Yeah. And the reason this Wordle has become so popular is it's just easy. You just go and do it once a day. It takes you 10 minutes, and then you're done. And people are trying to guess the word. Every day it's a 5-letter word, and there's no clues. You just try to guess the 5-letter word, and you have so many chances to do it, and that's it. So
it tells you if you get like a letter right or a letter in the right place.
Exactly.
There are various clues, but you only have X number of tries.
That's right. And they don't try to latch on to your social media. They don't try to get advertising information out of you or anything like that. It's just for fun to play. The guy who invented it wanted to do it for his partner, who likes word games. He said, well, I'll just come up. And his last name is Wordle, by the way.
That blew my mind.
And he did it. I know.
I thought he'd just come up with that as like a word puzzle.
Yeah. And I just think something simple, you keep it simple and don't try to do all this crazy stuff with it. And that's how it goes, Like, I read this about a guy. Tell me if you think he's wrong or right. He ended a Starbucks, one of those pay it forward lines,
Yeah.
This was going on in Florida, I believe, and he was at Starbucks, and he broke a 23-car streak because the guy behind him, the bill was $46. And he said, I'm just not paying $46. He got a $6 latte.
Yeah.
And that's all he had. And the car in front of him paid for it. And so when he got up there, they said, well, the car behind you is who you're supposed to pay for, and it's $46. He said, I'm not doing it.
No.
Do you think the average Starbucks drive-through order is just for one customer? I mean, is it a $46? Is that a mom and a couple of kids?
That's probably
or a couple of adults getting or a coffee run.
I think I bet the average cup of coffee there is at least $5 or $6, right? So if you've got 5 people ordering breakfast and coffees or 4 people ordering breakfast, that's probably going to be $40. I'm amazed how much I spend when it's the whole family at Chicken and Pickles. That's why so many times I just go for myself and don't tell them that I'm going.
But they track you, don't they? Your family with their little phone thing you've allowed on your your phone tracker?
Okay. 2 days ago, I stopped at Chicken and Pickles because a new one opened, and I wanted to see the difference between that one and the others. And it was so fresh. I mean, it was that new peanut oil that they were using. I mean, I was one of the first customers.
I mean, you could tell. I think the chef seems re-energized.
I do. I do. They had moved across the street. The old one closed, and the new one opened 2 days ago. So yesterday, I was sitting at the intersection. Now, I had no plans to go. But I was sitting at the intersection and I thought, I'm going to go ahead and go for a second time, but not tell my family. And as I pulled into the parking lot, my phone went, whoop. It was a text, and my wife said, what are you doing? I was in the parking lot. She said,
she was watching your car come home from work.
That's right. And she said, we have things here at the house you can eat. Because she doesn't like me to spend extra money. Because I only get to go once a week. And she doesn't like me to spend extra money at Chicken and Pickles. So I was in there. I said, I didn't know we had anything. She said, yeah, you did.
Yeah, you do.
You know we have. Yeah.
There's a ham sandwich with the crust cut off for you.
That's right.
I'm not sure if BB Shea's aware of that.
She said, I don't eat.
That's another grown man habit of Kelly's.
I don't eat crust. I cut the crust off of all my sandwiches, and as it should be. And so she said she had already prepared a ham with mustard and the crust cut off and a bowl of tomato soup.
Diagonal cut or lateral cut?
I go diagonal cut and cut the crust off and a bowl of tomato soup. And she said, so you might as well not even get in that line. And I was just sitting there just shaking. I couldn't believe it. That Life360 app that is now on my phone, there's no way I can ever do anything. She knows immediately. She'll say, what are you doing at such and such store? All the time. Why are you there? It's a real
Do you foresee a day in your inevitable shame spiral where you leave it at that little bus stop that's on the corner? Because I know where it is.
Yeah.
There's a little bus stop bench there. You can hide under the bench while you make your surreptitious run.
I run.
But does she track your credit card?
She will know. Now she does. But what I've done is opened the app at Chicken and Pickles, and she doesn't have access to that.
But doesn't she see when the charges come through?
Well, the thing you do is you put $50, for instance, on the app.
You preload the app.
So it's preloaded.
Right.
So when it comes off, she doesn't know every time. And that's really worked in my favor. I've gone a few times where she's had no knowledge. And then I eat it in the car in front of either FedEx, Kinko's, or the liquor store.
Depending which
side of the street
you're on.
And then I come
home.
Have
to hide the evidence.
I throw it away in the mobile toter before I get into the house. Always.
Chances she goes to the trash cans?
I put it underneath bags that are already in there. I can't do it on Tuesdays because it's just come in the box.
It'd be there by itself.
Yep, the mobile toter.
But does the wife ever go to the garbage cans?
Very rare. She sends
that should be the boy or the girl's job.
She sends it out with the boy. So, no, she never sees that. But then I have to tell them to keep their mouth shut, too. Because if they see it, who went to Chick-fil-A? All of that. Michelle, you're talking about eating habits. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I know lots of people cut the crust off with bread, but I saw something at McDonald's last week that blew my mind. Mm-hmm. There was this lady, must have been like 75 years old. She looked, a little senile maybe. Mm-hmm. But she was sitting there at the table at McDonald's, and she was taking her French fries, and every single French fry, she would pick it up, twist around like 2 or 3 times to look at it, and then snap off the sharp ends, the crunchy ends of her French fry, put them in a little French fry container, dump them all out, put the little ends back in the French fry container, eat the rest of the French fry, and then do it again, like she was like peeling beans or something. It was bizarre.
Wow, taking the crunchy ends off the fry,
just eating the softer middle,
the middle part. That is that's a strange eating habit. Cutting the crust off is the only way to go. That fry thing sounds weird. That's odd. Yeah. Thank you, Michelle. Always good to hear from you. We appreciate it. Alan's on the line talking about the 360. Life 360 is what she's got me on. So when I go somewhere, she knows. And within a minute, she'll tell me, what are you doing? Why are you there? Alan, go ahead.
Hey, B1 Moore County. How you doing?
Great. Thank you for listening.
Hey, the Life360 app, you can actually ghost it so she can never tell when you're going to Chicken and Pickles. Or you could just log off and say, oh, my phone died, so I don't know where I'm going.
That's what I'd...
Stay on the line. Let's talk off the air.